Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's opinions video. So this obviously is the opinions video for Smackdown. It was a pre-tape show and the buzz is just not really around. The responses that we've had about 20. We normally get a bit more than that, but to be honest, everything just feels a little bit quieter because this being a tape show and obviously the results being out there. So I'm interested to see what you lot have got to say. I think if you've got in touch, then I think you've really got something you want to get off your chest, and I can definitely understand that. There's lots going on at the moment that is good, but there's also lots going on at the moment that I think frustrates. So let's have a look and see where you lot are as a community. Obviously, score-wise, I'm at about 6. My full breakdown and thoughts are in the breakdown video on the main channel, so we can just get straight into your thoughts. So Plum Girl said, hi Daze. Hi Plum Girl. Another go-home show in the book. Yeah. I enjoyed Charlotte Asuka and the traditional Survivor Series. It was fun to watch. Definitely as a Sammy fan, I'm hoping they will push him. Looking forward to tomorrow's show, so I'll see you then. 6 out of 20 for me. I don't know if you meant 10 or if you meant 20, but that's pretty low, isn't it? Out of 20, 620. Yeah, the old 620. Robbie said it was a bad show, even for a tape show. We're heading to a doomsday scenario of Jay Gunther for the 1 millionth time. Miz was an underwhelming addition to an already underwhelming tournament. Charlotte and Logan get the advantage, which means their teams will likely lose. So a 3 from Robbie. Here we've got Al Patata. Said Asuka, Charlotte, great chemistry, but a nice burial of Asuka's heel character. No plans for Julia is unfortunate. Hopefully it doesn't stay that way for like another 7 years. Skipped Cena matches because the tournament will not be remembered. Sammy's team had the whole crowd in their hands. MFTs were getting no pop when they were eliminating them. It's sad to see 5 of the best in WWE with 0 momentum. All that for a Wyatt MFT feud that no one asked for. So, El Patata, really not feeling the direction of this show. The tournament underwhelming. The traditional Survivor Series match just leading to a MFT Wyatt 6 feuds. I've got hopes for that feud personally. I think that there's been a lot of Wyatt 6 fans asking why it's been taking so long to get to it. We've been saying we've just got to get this traditional Survivor Series match out the way first. The second that it ends, they arrive. And honestly, fingers crossed that this is the feud that Wyatt 6 fans have been waiting for, right? I mean, we've got the MFTs, hopefully fully focused on the Wyatt 6. The Wyatt 6, hopefully fully focused on the MFTs. I think there's potential. I feel like both groups need the win. That's the only problem. I feel like both groups need to come out of this as the victors because the MFTs have just had a big relaunch. They got the face paint and everything now. But the Wyatt 6, they really need a big victory as a faction. So I'm interested to see where we go with it, honestly. But, yeah, someone's going to have to lose. And I don't know quite what we do with Nikki because there's no female on the other side. So definitely a few concerns heading into that feuds. But I think we're all keeping our fingers crossed that it's going to be worth it. Chris said, Daze, knowing that this was a tape show, at least only getting spoiled on The Miz being back. Yes, that's true. I didn't know the results. 625, based on the old school Survivor Series match, which was fun. And finally, the Wyatt 6 doing something that could actually be good. One can only hope, says Chris. Chris, you and me, like always, same page. Taker 1990 said shiz down was a 5, and that's being kind. The backstage segments with Team Becky and Team Mommy were good. Chelsea's segment was great until Jade came out. Why? Jade's the WWE Women's Champion. I think she just didn't appreciate Chelsea kind of referring to herself as the greatest women's champion in WWE. I think Jade has kind of pulled her up on that before, being like, what was that you just said? So the fact she got in the ring and sort of repeated it again meant that she found herself on Jade's radar. But yes, I don't expect that to lead to a feuds, because that would be like heel against heel. So I don't think we're going to do anything there. It would be quite interesting if like Alba Fire or Michin or someone was saying to Chelsea, you should stand up for yourself. Are you just going to let her treat you that way? I thought you was the best champion. And so I wonder if we could sort of like bully Chelsea into a match with Jade's or something along those lines. I don't think so. I don't think that's what we're going to do. I don't think we're going to do anything between them like as a feuds. But, yeah, you know, whatever. Charlotte Asuka was the best match. Shinsuke eliminated first was horrible. Shout out to you. Take a 90-90. Shout out to you. Brady said it was okay. I'm excited that Uncle Howdy and Wyatt 6 are back in front of crowds. And I'm excited for the women's War Games match. Real John said, I thought SmackDown was kind of dog shiz, but it was taped, so it was understandable. It was skippable. I enjoyed the ending with the Wyatt 6. Asuka, Charlotte was solid at best. Very much had a go-home show feel. Connor said, I thought SmackDown was an awesome show. Jade crashing Chelsea's celebration. Could Jade be going after that Women's United States Championship? Miz thing was funny, taking Sheamus's name out, and I think it's going to be Jey Gunther final. Oh, could you see that it was Sheamus's name, could you? I missed that. So, I mean, if it was Sheamus, then maybe there could be. I think Wrestle with Andy said during our watch-along, could there be any repercussions? But I didn't realise you could see the person's name. So that's interesting. Bones said it was okay. Could have missed it. And I wouldn't have been mad. With the Wyatt appearance at the end, I'm giving it a 6. Connor said Asuka Charlotte was great. And the noise that Asuka made when Charlotte stood on her was good. Funny moment with R-Truth with Nick Aldis and The Miz. And it was also great to see Uncle Howdy returning back and doing a Sister Abigail. Connor's giving it a 5 and says, see you tomorrow for Survivor Series. Yep, see you then, buds. Las Vegas, Matt said SmackDown is a train wreck. It might be the worst show WWE produces. Evolve is much more entertaining and booked better and has actual storylines. SmackDown should be defined by the fact they have 7 to 8 tag teams and they can't seem to book the champions. Also, no Julia, so Las Vegas, Matt, giving it a 4. Daryl said 6, just above average. The Survivor Series elimination match saved it. The fact Sammy didn't win, I think that all but seals that he won't be winning the Rumble. When will we get MFT's Wyatt 6? Well, I think we're up and running now. Looking forward to the Survivor Series War Games. All the teams are stacked. Daryl, shout out to you, buds. Tracy said, I'm going to score it a 6. SmackDown was okay. A lot of storytelling and backstage. I hope that Survivor Series is going to be good tomorrow. John Elite said another Mania commercial, but this time with the women. Love the classic Survivor Series graphics for the main events. Awesome graphics when they would show who got eliminated. So that's a good shout. Cool that the Wyatt 6 showed up after the main event. Michael said 8. What is your wish on what we do with the Wyatt 6 in 2026? What do I wish we do with the Wyatt 6? I would like them to dig into the characters. I would like for them to maybe... I think it's going to be hard for them to have faction feuds because there's not many factions for them to feud with. So I think you probably do need to break it down and have them do their own missions. I think there are times where Avengers can assemble and come back together, but I don't mind Nikki going after Chelsea. I don't mind Rowan going after someone. I don't mind the tag guys doing their tag work. I don't mind this being like Judgment Day, where we see them together and they cut promos, but then, you know, they come in and they do their own quests. I don't mind that. I think, as we said, the MFT feud is going to be interesting. I feel like they both need to get the victory. So, and also, what do you do with Nikki? So that's also a bit of a stumbling block. So, MFT feud, I hope it delivers. I hope we're going to get some good promos. I hope we're going to get some kind of pushing forward of the characters. We just have not dug into these characters. We don't know anything about these characters. I don't know anything about Nikki or Joe Gacy or Dexter Loomis, right? We don't do any kind of interesting promos. We don't go to those wooden shacks. There's no psychiatrist. There's no Firefly Funhouse type place. There's no videotapes anymore. I mean, we've turned all of that stuff off. Now, the only thing I can say is that obviously we know that Bo has been dealing with an injury. Then, of course, he's had issues with his dad's health. So, I mean, he's had a lot of stuff over the past 12 months that he's had to deal with. So, is it that we don't want to do anything without him being around? If we were to sit down with Triple H and go, why have you not done more with the Wyatt Six? Would it be that he's like, I can't do anything or I don't want to do anything unless Bo is around to kind of, help sign off on some stuff? This is Bray's creative and I don't want to, step on that. So is it that we've had our hands tied a little bit this year with the injury and, what's gone on with Bo's dads? So I don't know. Honestly, I mean, it's without kind of knowing what's happening behind the scenes, it's hard to say. But if the question is, what do we want to see from this group? I want to see us digging into the characters. I want to see us fleshing out this world. I want to see them kind of going after their own side quests. But then I do want to see times where they come together. And I do want this to not feel like that's it. They're just off on their own now. I want it to be like Judgment Day, where they are together in a clubhouse, but, then they might come out and do a tag match. The girls might go out and do their match. And I think that's a good blueprint, a good template for kind of how we can move forward with the Wyatt Six. And don't forget, we might be getting Alexa joining next year. So Alexa and Nikki could go off and do their thing like Raquel and Roxanne do. We got the guys as tag champs. What do we do with Howdy? What do we do with Rowan? Does Howdy go after a world title and Rowan is like his backup, his enforcer? Do we do something like that? Do we keep them heel? Do we turn them back face? Do we do a program against Randy Orton? And if we do, Randy's going to need numbers. So who could help Randy? And that kind of opens up a whole conversation there. So loads of thoughts and bits that we can do with the Wyatt Six. It's just, are we going to do it? Kanan said 6. Last time tournament is better. Chelsea was boring, giving it a 5. AJ Lee backstage was good. Asuka, Charlotte a 7. But the advantage must take Asuka team is ideal. Yeah, they didn't get the advantage, did they? Obviously, that went to the babyface team. So they are going to have the advantage going into War Games. Uncle Howdy is finally back, said SmackDown was okay. Uncle Howdy hitting the Sister Abigail woke me up. Solo was trash about Howdy and coping him the matches. Backstage segment okay. I wish Julia had attacked Chelsea instead of Jade's. Good night. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Subhodeep said, Daze, SmackDown was good for a go home. Best of luck for tomorrow's marathon stream. Subhodeep, shout out to you. Kiki gives it 5 out of 6. Here we've got Anderson Jet. Said, in the next round of TV negotiations, they need to agree that at certain times of the year, there will be no shows so that people can do without wrestling for a week. Because these tape shows are really bad where nothing happens. So a 0, said Anderson Jet. Wrestling Void said, for a tape show, SmackDown was okay. Wyatt Six confronting Solo was the highlight. And the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match delivered. Other segments felt weak. Survivor Series build could be stronger. I'm giving it a 6. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Jim said, Howdy's back. Hate the green mask, though. Chelsea is never anything but entertaining. Hype for Survivor Series, but nice to see we're already building past the PLE. And there we go, right? So, yeah, some strong thoughts there. Some people really struggling with the tape show. Some people finding summer in it. I found summer in it. I enjoyed the traditional Survivor Series match. I enjoyed Charlotte Asuka as an Asuka fan, I would have rather Asuka had won. I enjoyed the Chelsea title celebration, and I didn't mind Jade coming down, getting involved. I understand about the Julia thing, but honestly, I think Julia is moved past that now. I don't think we need to go back to Chelsea Julia. I don't think Julia needs to get that belt back, because then I would question, why did she drop it in the first place? I think Julia should get her sights set on something else, a juicy feud that's going to raise her stock against a decent name. You know, maybe if we do her Charlotte or her Alexa or something like that, that could be really interesting. Now that they've lost those titles, of course, maybe they could be free, one of them, to get into a feud with Julia. And I think Julia should be looking at a world title, maybe even looking at that world title for WrestleMania time. I don't know. Maybe we do Stephanie Julia and we do Jade Bianca and we do something along those lines. So I don't know. I do hear the criticisms. I do understand the frustrations. I think this was a taped go home, so I think I came into it with lower than usual expectations as well. I take out some bits from Charlotte Asuka. I take out the traditional Survivor Series match. I enjoyed the Chelsea segment. I thought the Miz swapping of the balls thing was clever, and I had that spoiled, so I didn't really have any disappointment when I found out that it was Miz, because I found out it was Miz like last week. So I think there's a couple of mitigating circumstances as to why I wasn't as down on this as some people. But yeah, a taped go-home show. I think this was always going to struggle compared to what we would usually hope for. So, and of course the Wyatt 6 at the end. If you're not really keen on the Wyatt 6, that's not going to have done much for you. But I live in eternal hope that we can get going with the Wyatt 6 and that they can fulfill what we were hoping they were going to be. So, is this feud going to do it? Let's wait and see. Awesome. There we go. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's see what Survivor Series has got for us. And yeah, appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.